Right, here we are.
Right.
So you want to kind of project here as much as you can.
Good morning, everyone. The time is now 9:34. I call to order the LC Whitlow Stokes Freedom Public Charter School Board of Trustees meeting. Would like to welcome everybody here today. My name is Tim White. I'm the vice chair of the board. I'll be presiding over the meeting today. We have our board members here present today. Please acknowledge yourself by saying aye. We have Stan, PC, Morgan, Amy,
Aye.
Beatrice,
Aye.
and we have Erica.
Aye.
Erica, can you hear us on the phone?
I can hear you. I can hear you guys just fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Perfect. We constitute a quorum for today's meeting.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Thank you.
We constitute a quorum for today's meeting. We want to begin by making a motion to approve the June 14th meeting minutes. Somebody make a motion.
The agenda?
To approve the agenda, sorry.
This is Morgan. I motion to approve today's agenda.
That'd be a little, the minutes, when I'm doing minutes, so we're gonna remove the minutes from there.
Just
Make a motion to do it, striking out.
I also make a motion to strike the approval of the minutes for today's meeting.
It's been properly moved by Morgan. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Beatrice second. We will do a roll call vote. Starting with Stan.
Aye.
BC. Aye. Morgan.
Aye.
Amy.
Aye.
Beatrice.
Aye.
Erica.
Aye. Aye. Can you hear me?
Aye.
Yep.
Gotcha.
There's a little delay.
I'll be noted as aye as well. On to the next part in the short agenda. I'll be passing it over to Bobby for the executive director.
Thank you. All right, so hello everyone. I'm happy to do a year in review. And most of it is just what's happened in the last month, but we had this, I'm going to talk about this year in review. We had lots of VIP visitors. We had a new playground, 5th grade international study tour. Something that's been happening all year behind the scenes is the Stokes strategic plan and then the new logo. And we have a very special birthday celebration. So we had lots of visitors coming to the school this year. We had Ward 5 Council Member Zachary Parker visit the Brooklyn campus. We had the government of Quebec visit the East End campus. The other day I walked into the office next to mine. There were 3 students meeting with Mayor Bowser with their end of the year 5th grade exhibition. And he was one of the experts who they were speaking to. And I was like, thank you, Mayor Bowser, for meeting our students. So we had some astronauts and we had the French consul, Madame Caroline. She actually visited our school twice. We had Ward 7 Council Member Felder visit our East End campus earlier in May. We had the Deputy Mayor for Education also visit our East End campus. And it was just great to see folks who are elected officials and working in education and kind of give us the stamp of approval that we're doing a good job. Everything they saw, they loved. They're like, wow, this is great. I wish you all the best. Continue, and of course we had conversations about other things. The best visitors that we had this year, however, were the students from Martinique. This is something that we've been trying to do since we started going.
I don't think the mic is picking you up so well, so can you just make sure you're projecting towards my computer also?
Can you hear me over there?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, perfect. It just wasn't the mic, as you turned
Okay.
that way, the mic wasn't picking you up.
Okay. So, we're the students from Martinique, and this is something we've been trying to, ever since we've been going since 2004, or 20 years ago. We've always wanted to have a relationship where the students can eventually come here. It's not as easy for students to come here as it is for us to go there. They have to go through the visa process and all kind of stuff, and just quite frankly, the funds, it's a lot more difficult. But this year we had 20 students visit us from Martinique, and it was absolutely amazing. They came so our students left Martinique on a Thursday, they arrived on Memorial Day. And we just had a wonderful time. They visited both campuses. They visited they went around visiting a bunch of stuff that's not your typical, DC, I guess, tourist attractions. So it was great. And this is us. We actually, we went to the French Embassy. The French Embassy hosted us. And this is us at a DC United game. Our partners at DC United, they gave us tickets for all this, and they had eaten. They were troopers. They were traveling on the bus. Mostly they traveled mostly on bus. They traveled on Metro one time. They're like, yeah, we don't like this still. They were using public transportation bus, and I'm like, all right, The cool part also was when they got here a little late to the game, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, the kids have to eat. I'm like, concession stand food is really, really expensive. And again, our partners at DC United, they're like, we got you covered. They're like, they can eat whatever they want. So they had hot dogs, pizzas, and all kinds of, on the house. So that was absolutely amazing. So, and they had a wonderful time. Then they celebrated. We had our very first Caribbean Day celebration for Caribbean Heritage Month, and they were there and they performed. So it was great. We had an IB evaluation team visit this year, and we're proud to share that our recent IB primary year's program evaluation visit was affirming something that we see every day at Stokes. That there's, we're grounded in compassion, inclusion, and the joy of learning. And we got some very high marks from them, and they're like, continue doing what you're doing. There were a couple other things that they're like, we want to see more of this next time. One is the library. The library is not really being used right now as a library. It's being used more as a learning center. So we'll see how, we're going to be working. And the stuff that they mentioned, it was a few points that they mentioned. So it's stuff that we already knew. But for the most part, they gave very high marks. They were very impressed with both campuses. I think they met with some of the board members, some parents, some teachers, staff, students, and it was very consistent across the board. So that was pretty awesome. Another real cool thing that happened was the Kaboom build, and we partnered with Kaboom and with Sidley Austin, and we had actually 3 board members visit on that day, helping us out. And this is months and months of planning. And for the 3 days, it actually rained. So it was really, really muddy out there. It rained all 3 days. The morning of the build, I have a speed dial to someone very powerful, and it didn't rain that day. It did a little mist, but it was supposed to storm and it just kept moving back and back and back. And I think it finally got here around 5 o'clock, and we were done and cleaned up. But it was still muddy from 3 days or 2 days prior of rain. But the parents showed up, and they were troopers. Our staff showed up, our board members on the day of, and it was great. And I think there's a video. Let me see if I can.
Probably have to exit.
So that was my bad. Yes. And that food truck you saw is called La Buena Food Truck, and that's actually one of our Stokes alum. One of his family owned that food truck, and it's amazing to see him just managing and just taking the orders, and I mean he's running the food truck. His parents are the cooks, but he's pretty much the manager of the food truck. He makes sure that they're on, does social media. He schedules the food truck, and they came for the Kaboom build and for Teacher Appreciation Day at both camps. So that's great, and it's one of the students who actually share an office with me because of their behavior. And, yeah, him and I used to share an office, and I every time I see him, I just we hug each other. It's like he always says thank you for believing me, and I'm like thank you for proving me right.
Hmm.
So.
And the food was good too.
I mean, I
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll ask him for permission. So
That's okay. That's right.
but
Don't let him-
La Buena food truck.
Okay.
We had a lot of overnight trips. Every overnight trip we took about 80 students overnight, starting with third grade. So third graders, and we had it was a total of probably like over 200 kids that we took out. Like 240 actually was the estimate. Um, 6 trips were, or 4 of them were local, 2 were international. So the third graders went to Calvert Cliffs and in Calvert, Maryland. The fourth grade Brooklyn went to Virginia Beach. The fourth grade East End went to Eastern Shore, and then of course went to Panama and Martinique. And I just want to applaud every single person that goes on these trips. I publicly want to acknowledge them. When Julia went, but the teachers, it's a lot. It's a lot to take. Starting with third grade. Third grade, even though it's just one night, you got kids who are homesick. You have kids who are on medication. You have to have a staff member making sure that they, checking their if they have diabetes, monitoring their blood. Just a lot to prepare. A lot of crying at night and those tents. I think East End, it rained when they went on the third grade overnight trip. It rained pretty much all night. So I just want to publicly say thank you to all the staff members that go on these trips, to all of them, because it's you go on the fourth grade is 3 days, 2 nights. You don't sleep. You really don't sleep. And then when we go to the international study tours, you really don't sleep, and you feel it on the plane on the way back. You're just like, all right, I'm out, and I'm glad it's a nonstop flight because you are really out.
It's both campuses on fifth grade trips.
Yeah. So this.
And total of about how much?
So we had 36 going to Martinique and 27 going to Panama. And then we had the local study tour here as well. So we had for the students that for whatever reason they didn't go. There were a lot of parents, it wasn't financial, it was more just the state of, of like, I don't feel comfortable sending an American child out, to another country the way that our country is being viewed right now. So, yeah, so it was, but this was by far the largest group that we've ever taken.
I'm definitely gonna ask, like, if there are any things that might be, because the parents at East End have asked, when related to fundraising and everything else, are there any other things that PTO can do to support families to get the numbers up? I know the East End numbers went up significantly this year.
They went up yeah. I think we're going to start earlier, just kind of really starting with like the fourth grade, parent and third grade, like, hey, this is what we do. And now that more families have gone, I think they're the best voice. They're like, it was me, because their kids come back a changed person.
It's about building trust too with families, like if they've seen a couple of years of these tours happen, success, and kids are happy and families are happy, they're more likely to sign up.
And Beatrice actually went on a study tour. We're the second class away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there were only like probably 10 kids that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very smooth. No, but I talk about that experience all the time. Like it was my first time on a plane, first time out of the country, first time away from my parents, and it just really opened my eyes to like how much is really out there. And like now I make it a point to make a trip like out of the country every single year, once a year. Good experience, good people. I made it back in one thing. You mind? That's it.
Oh, I should have been showing these pictures. So this Calvert Cliffs. There's a DC study tour. And these are the international study tours. There's Panama in the middle of the rainforest.
You zip line through the rainforest?
We zip line in the middle of the rainforest, yes.
Oh wow.
Ms. Bryant actually zip lined last year, or the year before, or couple years ago. Yeah, several years ago. And I didn't realize she has a height phobia. But she zip lined right over the waterfall.
And the reason that I did it was because the students I was with said to me, Miss Ryan, you're not going to be a risk taker. That's one of IB learner profiles, being a risk taker. And so when they said that to me, there's nothing I could do. I'm scared of that, but I did it.
I laid hands on her and she lied. But it is, there is one that's very high. It's like about 100 feet over the waterfall. But it's amazing. It's amazing.
So the other ones that are local, are those camping? Could you say Calvert Cliffs, are they camping? They're camping
So
out?
the third graders, they go camping overnight. The fourth graders, they go to Virginia. They stay in hotels. But they'll, they're learning the same standards, but different, different trips. And then there's the DC study tour, and they're learning about, the history of DC. They do, I think they went, what's the name of the place? Adventure Turf or something like that, where they have like swings and all kinds of.
Sandy Springs Adventure Park, right?
Oh, is that what it is? Something like that.
So they do a zip lining thing too.
Oh, Montgomery
Yeah.
County, yeah.
Yeah. So something very, very exciting to happen this year, and it actually felt like a whole second job. I think I've said that, but I got to keep repeating it. It felt like a whole second job. Was that the board approved the strategic plan during the special meeting on June 3rd. So thank you guys for approving. And again, it's a 5-year strategic plan. These are the, I'm not gonna go through it a lot, but we have the philosophy of prioritization. And then it's broken down into 4 parts. We got lots of input. What I really liked about this was we got a lot of input from students, staff, board members, community members. I mean, it was very much a community effort. Yes, a community effort. And again, it's broken down into 4 parts: people and partnerships, and infrastructure and systems, and resource and development, and learning, storytelling, and continuous improvement. And we'll be rolling this out for the public in the upcoming weeks. So that might be in the form of PowerPoint, a video, or but we'll have it out for folks to see. And this year we also have a new logo and a new motto. And again, the exciting part about this is that this was created by one of our alums who has a marketing company, Devin Spady. And I'm just going to go ahead and show the winner. So this is going to be our new logo moving forward. It's the Earth, and it says "Leading with Love" on top, and then the Elsie Whitlow Stokes Community Freedom Public Charter School with a heart and a school right in the middle. There's a couple of adjustments that she's still going to make to this, but she made 2 designs. One, because we say the Elsie Whitlow Stokes Community Freedom Public Charter School is a mouthful, or sometimes we just say Stokes School. So She designed one for Stokes School, and up here you see that it's going to be in Spanish, French, or English. And I think yesterday when I presented staff, they're like, "Yeah, I think this word would be better than than this in French or in Spanish." So we're gonna go back and just make sure that we have it correct. The cool thing about this is that we're going to be working with a sports apparel company, and people can just go to that sports apparel company and order, if you want hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Not everybody likes t-shirts and hoodies, so we're going to have polo shirts available, hats, joggers if you want to, really have it on. So I don't know if they have shoes, but they have like accessories and stuff like that, and these are like name brand stuff. So it'll be like Nike and Under Armour and Adidas and stuff like that. So and the school gets a portion of funds and all that. So you can design your own.
So we get the merch out. Okay.
So. And then we have a very special birthday today. Oh, Ms. Moore, I forgot. Did you find the poem for the strategic plan?
I haven't yet, but I will. Are you ready right now? I mean, it's here.
Um,
It's here.
You have it?
No, but I can get it in just a minute. I've been taking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we
I
sing
got it.
happy birthday to
I
you
have
while
it.
we?
I have it now.
Okay. So Ms. Moore wrote a poem. I don't know if you guys know, but Ms. Moore is a poet. During but she has a little more free time now, so she's really writing a lot of poetry. And I think you published a book just recently.
I did, and it
Yeah.
is available for sale if anybody's interested in having this book. Yes.
And
Oh, and if anybody's
Yes.
interested in organizing signing parties with their friends, I'm also available for that. That's my unpaid non-political announcement for the day.
Okay. So Ms. Moore, you want to go ahead and
Yeah.
your poem, and then we're going to sing that first.
Back earlier this year, when the leadership team was working with Julianne on the strategic plan, I was part of that meeting, and I was really impressed with the process that we were going through and the cleverness, and I think that's the word I want to use, the cleverness of the whole team in thinking through the plan. And so it was a long meeting. It was a day-long meeting, and I started kind of fading a little bit. And when I fade, I often start writing. And so I just started jotting down some things for a poem, and it's entitled "What Happens When We Plan Strategically." Our unimaginable future breathes upon us each day. A thought, a caution, a way to connect with both future and past, a dream cast in possibilities. A glimpse, only a wisp of an idea, becomes a whispered wish. Wouldn't it be nice if you will? And later, a manifestation intended to last for years, for eons, and all along the way, yielding laughter and fun, celebrations of community, a bon fete, a hoopla, a hullabaloo, a party to commemorate a bold plan, an enviable creation, a race well run. How then must we now proceed? How has our mission changed? Are we now where we were once? Must we begin again to change our world? To believe in peace, in love, in grace, and gratitude for all? Integrity, creativity, equality, respect for our diversity. In plenty good room, no matter if we are great or small. Alas, when we look back, when we recall our reflections both then and now, our purpose is clear. Our time is near. The hour is here. We lead, we have no fear. The end.
Thank you. So now we're gonna sing Happy Birthday to you, Ms. Moore.
Lovely. I think this
all right.
is my first happy birthday of the season.
Is there a language? Well, we'll do it in English.
Thank you.
Happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ms. Moore. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, really. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. It is nice to be thought of. 2 comments. The photo we are using for me is over 10 years old. I probably need an updated one. And the second comment is that we're going to do maybe we should do some lessons in staying on key with students. We've had
It's my fault.
We've had
That is my
27
fault.
years. We've had 27 years to teach the kids to be on key, and I noticed yesterday that in singing the Elsie Whitlow Stokes school song, they were on key. I was really pleased. So it takes a minute. Thank you so much.
Carry it to it within a minute.
I'm with you, Stan.
And I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for being you. I appreciate you. I'm going to stop share and then I'm going to read one more thing. And should I read it? Well, I'll just read it. I understand that my presentation today has been of a celebratory tone, and there's much to celebrate, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that this year has also brought some real challenges. One of the most pressing has been the uncertainty around the budget, which has an impact in every corner of our community. Many of our families are experiencing hardship for the first time in their lives due to federal jobs lost or contracts. Other families who have historically been marginalized are once again being reminded of how elected officials view them as a second-class citizen because of the color of their skin, the country of their origin, the zip code they live in, the person they choose to love, or even something simple like the bathroom they choose to use. But amidst all those challenges, there has been a constant glimmer of hope, the way that our community comes together. It has been deeply comforting to receive messages of support, whether it's via text, emails, or letters, or even, visiting my office by some of our families, the way that they show up and write letters to our elected officials or even show up in their office. Their advocacy reminds us that we're not alone in this work. It is also incredibly inspiring to witness our teachers show up every single day, guiding our scholars to become leaders, scholars, and responsible citizens who are committed to justice in their communities and around the world. I lean heavily on support and solidarity of other school leaders, particularly those from the DCI member schools, with their wisdom and their strength. I am also beyond grateful for the unwavering support and guidance from our board. Their belief in our mission has remained steadfast through every high and low. And I really want to say thank you so much. There's many of you who I call and like, hey, what do I do here? What do I do there? And you always have the answer. So I appreciate y'all. And of course, our staff. Those moments when someone drops by to say, and says something simple like, how you doing? Is there anything you need? Man, I'm glad I don't have your job. That means so much more than they know. Our scholars remain the best form of therapy that I have. They bring joy, energy, and more importantly, hope for the future. They are why I continue to do this work. And finally, to my C-suite, 2 of them who are here. You hold me up when the weight is heavy. You help me dream when the vision is cloudy. And you are the reason this ship stays afloat. You are my rock, and you rock. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Any questions or?
I do want to say right now, I just wanted to mention this, there's a bunch of Stokes alum here who are part of the Girl Scouts, who are working on their silver project, they're middle schoolers, and they have installed a little library behind the school and they're currently painting it. So you saw them run by and look in here, but that's what they're doing. They're doing a service project here at Stokes.
And I want to say thank you. I didn't say thank you earlier to the front of the bus.
Yeah.
For help guiding us through the. Thank you.
Had a big year. First year, you handled it the best any one human being could possibly do, so. Good work. Thank you.
I would like to echo that, being in contact with you this year, but watching you work and navigating all the different challenges that even a 20-year veteran and as being an executive director would have had some trouble navigating. You did an amazing job. So well, thank you on behalf of the families as well. But just for me specifically, thank you. Thank you. Is there any other discussion or business for today's?
I'll just echo with what everyone else was saying. Just congratulations, Bobby. I will always congratulate you on getting through another year, right? Heavy as the head that wears that crown and sits in that seat. I know. And where there are leaders around this world in all different types of capacities, when you are leading a school building, it is the hardest job in the world because you are leading through and taking care of our most vulnerable. So congrats to you and your team. I love working and talking with Maribel and Julia. So kudos to you guys too. And know that I'm always here to support you. So just congratulations on another year. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I have a comment. I'd like to thank Bobby and the staff and the board and the students and the parents for exceeding my expectations, which are very high. So
Thank you.
It means a lot, right?
It means a lot.
and those of you who haven't been around me long may not know the full impact of what I said, but really, you have exceeded my expectations. Thank you.
Judging about the face in this room, I think I'm better.
They blow.
Feel like showing up.
I don't want to cut anybody else off. Any other business or discussion?
Because this being my first year as a board member, I just want to say it's been an honor serving. And I look forward to the years ahead. And again, for your leadership, for never losing sight that the victory is in the classroom.
Is that all? Hearing none, we're going to conclude this meeting, the board meeting for the LC Whitlow Stokes Freedom Public Charter School Board of Trustees meeting. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn the June meeting of the Stokes board.
We have a motion from Amy. Do we have a second?
A second.
Give you seconds. We'll do a roll call vote. Stan? Aye. Lucy? Aye. Maureen? Aye. Amy?
Aye.
Beatrice?
Aye.
And Erica?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So, motion is passed. Okay, cool. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, team. Great job.